Wait a minute. You can't fool me. Welcome, everyone. Is it that time already? Welcome, Lynn Champagne, my love. What are you doing tonight? Welcome, Lorraine Eyes. Green Eye. Welcome, Ellie Ryan. Half a double trouble. Half double trouble. White Rabbit. In the garden. Hello. Hello, Chrissy X. Barras. Hope you're having a nice day as well, love. Nice day. Good weekend, I hope. Everybody having a good weekend. Loves, lads, lords, dude, sugar. Sugar Lily. Lily Mountain. All right. Mountain Lily. Mountain Laurel. Coffee, love. Coffee. Pah. Coffee in a spleef and a spliff and a sploof. All in that order. Have to take a break from Black Moroccan Meteorite. If I want to get up off the floor. Oh. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Look at that. Look at this setup, love. Look at this setup, love. Four of a perfect pair. Four of a perfect pair, love. So we have Rachel Rager. Shall we see what she has to say for herself? Yeah, Rachel Rager. Banging. All right. Hey. Well, you know, corner, love, corner, you know. Hey, we get the raw goods. We get the raw goods. Here's Rachel Rager. Friend of Kaylee. Okay. So, what am I looking? I haven't heard this one yet, guys. It's 12 minutes long. Every time we interview friends, looking for a couple things. Looking for, any affectation whatsoever. Like, oh, my friend is dead. Like, I'm listening for that. You know. Yeah. How well does this person really know Kaylee? Yeah. Is she in the inner circle? Yeah, stuff like that. Hello, CCJJM9I. Also known as MI6. I guess friends of Kaylee. I don't know. Friend of Kaylee. Welcome, Dame Wisdom. Sophia, you can't fool me. Also known as Gnosis. All right. Knowledge. Excuse me. Knowledge. I don't know who she is. I don't know. I'm sure she's in the documents. Just can't remember. A lot of different friends. But whenever we interview friends, again, what I want to know, well, one thing that always bothers me is what is the affectation, right? Affectation. Are they upset? Are they sad? Are they anything? Are they happy? I don't know. With these people, it runs the gamut, right? It runs the gamut. In fact, actually, it doesn't run the gamut. It's pretty much contained to a few things. Can I go to the mall afterwards? Can I go to Taco Bell? Yeah. How long is this going to take? Yeah. No, most of these interviews, there's absolutely no, there's nothing. There's no deep sadness. I don't hear anybody crying. I don't hear any disbelief in anybody's voice. Nothing like that. But let's see if Rachel Rager, the Raging Cager, all right, playing some Rage Cage, baby. Hey, baby, let's play some Rage Cage, baby. All right. Hey, you want to play some Rage Cage with her? Oh, baby. Oh, earache my eye. I've never heard of her either. I have never heard of her either. Never heard of her myself. So let's see. Yeah, mate. And then I thought we'd take on the electric leash, Anise my electric licorice. Yeah. Baby, suck my electric leash. All right. Hey, baby, not midnight yet, baby. Not midnight yet. All right. Welcome, Dame Tiggo Biddies, also known as Dame Florencia. She's trying to hide. Welcome, DNI27. Welcome. Remember, I knew your brother, DNI28. We were good friends. Oh, you brought 28. I was wondering, how was he doing? You didn't forget. You did not forget. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Dame. Damn. Welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful birthday. Wow. 21 again. How does it feel to be 21, love? Happy birthday, love. I hope you're having a wonderful birthday, love. No shenanigans. Well, maybe some shenanigans. Well, I guess, well, that sums it up then. We take a break. No, I just, you prick. All right. No, happy birthday, love. Aquarius. It is the dawning of the age. It is the dawning of the age. It is the dawning of the age. Oh, this is interesting. This is bullshit. This isn't the... That's not what I'm looking for. Yes, this. All right. Quick break. You didn't plan nothing for your birthday. Yours Wednesday, Lynn. Oh, God. Well, Wednesday, I got to keep that in mind, my love. Wednesday. But happy birthday. You should buy yourself something nice, Dame Florencia. You should. I'll light you up. But first... Now, I can't get too crazy. The last live I got crazy, I almost didn't make it off my floor. Just saying. Not that you want to know that, but... I heard the angels singing in heaven. I heard the angels singing in heaven, my love. Welcome, Dame Anthis, Queen of the Mountain Garden. What should you buy? Well, what do you like? Crack-a-lack in the... I'll give you crack-a-lack in the head of the driving. I don't know. What do you want to buy? What do you like? Man, I don't know. What do you like? Maybe this live should be to figure out what Dame Florencia should buy for her birthday. A rabbit. I don't know. Think about it, Dame. What do you like? something that you've had your eye on for a while, and you know what? You're like, I shouldn't buy this, but I really want it. Pull the trigger on it. Pull the trigger. You only live once, love. You only live once, love. Think about it. Think about it. All right. Very quick break. We get into Rager Cager, Roger Dodger. Bye, Stairway to Heaven. Oh, Stairway to Heaven, yeah. I didn't see no stairway. I saw a bathroom floor. That's what I saw. Okay, a quick break. I saw Jacob's ladder. Okay, all right. There. Oof. That's a rough climb. Yeah. Rough climb. Don't ever climb. Don't ever climb that ladder. Focus. Focus. Happy birthday, love. All right. Hope the castle is warm for you tonight. Think about your birthday gifts. And we get on. Now I can't really wage my 100-year Butterface battle war without Mrs. John, so I guess that has to wait, and it's okay, it's okay. I know Mrs. John, she's been losing by a lot, and I think I should take it easy on her tonight. I've been beating her pretty badly, and yeah, and oh God, there's a lot of shit here I can go in. All right. Thank you, MD. All right, let's get on. So, Rachel Rager. Let's get some Molly, baby. Then we really be raging then, baby. All right. We strap lasers to our head, and then we jump around for 17 fucking hours, and then we die because we can't perspire. All right. Enough about that. Excuse me. Now back in my day, we didn't really have Molly, that kind of stuff. Well, we had molasses whiskey, and that shit. Look, two drops of molasses whiskey. Oh my fucking God. You be shooting up the town. You be shooting the town up. Anyway, I didn't do that. Let's see what Rachel Rager has to say. Oh, we're calling her on the phone. A phone call? It's a phone interview.
Hey, this is...
Oh, no.
Hey, this is Detective Vargas with the mom.
Detective Vargas. Hey, God, no. No, why? Why, God, why? Now, Lynn. Now, Lynn. Now, hold your horses, Lynn. Welcome, Creamy Road. Creamy Road, I did not forget you. I'm sorry. I have to send you your gift. I'm so sorry. I'm so behind on everything. Creamy Road. Creamy Road. No. Ashley. Detective Argus. Oh, God.
Yeah, I just joined the police force 2 months ago. Can you sign my Instagram? Go on my Instagram page. No.
Hi. Hey, I was just
Hi.
your name, and phone number that you
Hi.
have some possible information.
Yeah, so I talked with the detective yesterday, and told him about a lunch that Kaylee and I went to, and she mentioned having a stalker. And I'm asking one of my friends for more details. I know that she received something, and I can't remember if it was through the mail or through the phone, but talking with some friends, it might have been through Facebook Messenger.
All right.
Facebook?
Facebook?
But we cannot remember.
Can't remember.
Absolutely for sure.
Okay.
And where it was from.
Of course not.
Okay. Do you remember, like,
Pardon me?
you said Facebook Messenger. Do you think
Yeah.
she received like a note or something from somebody through that?
Yeah, it was a handwritten note through Facebook Messenger, Detective Argus.
So I wanted to say she got something through the mail.
Okay. Oh my God.
Kind of obscure. But when I talked to one of the other girls that were
What was obscure?
that was at lunch, she said,
These people. I'm sorry. I have to rant. Just a quick minute here, guys. It's the word obscure here is not. This is not the right usage of the word obscure. Okay, I'm just saying. What is obscure? That she got something in the mail? That's not obscure. That what you're. Should we take another break so I can pound my head against the wall? I mean, really.
said that it might have been like a very weird message from Facebook Messenger.
So, was it Facebook or was it through the fucking mail?
And like we just are racking our brains and cannot remember.
Like Big Lake.
But and I
The donga needs food!
apologize for not remembering more, but
Oh, no worries.
hoping that might
Anything.
help a little bit.
Oh, of course, yeah. Anything that anybody can.
All right, let's get on.
Think
Yeah, and so
Oh my God, guys! Sorry. I should just play Beatles songs all night. Yeah, that's what I should do. Oh my God! All right, I'm trying to keep it composed. How many sorority sisters does it take to change a light bulb? Oh, Master Nature, this is a very hard question. Well, it depends on the light bulb, doesn't it now? MD, I love you. You know, you're always the comic relief when you don't even know you're the comic relief. You realize that? Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. You know, unfortunately, my parents didn't see it that way. Oh my God. Look, if my dad didn't push me off a cliff, I would have been the greatest comic relief of all time for my family. I would have made them laugh every day and, well, cry every day, which is, well, I already did that. I made them cry every day. Through no fault of my own. It was just my face. It was my face, and, oh my God. Oh my Lord. Yeah, well, I told you about the time those census takers came into my house. Well, they weren't census takers, but they were like, I don't know what they were. They were like social workers, I guess. Anyway, they came to my house and they asked my parents a bunch of questions. And remember I told you this story. Every time I answered a question, my parents would like frown at me and shit. Yeah, it wasn't really fun. It wasn't fun at all, actually. It was really like Little House on the Prairie, only like I got pushed off a cliff for it. All right. Nobody's going to... Why are we going to jail? Look, we go to the club. Listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the fucking club, all right? All of us, right? We're going to go to the club. We're going to have a good time at the club, all right? We'll order some champagne, Lynn, Bellini. We drink a little vodka. You know, we exit the club peacefully. We're not getting in any shootouts with anybody, all right? All right. Well, except for that one bitch, all right? Except for that one bitch. All right. Now keep it cool. Keep it cool. I understand that one bitch in the bathroom was a real pain in the ass, but we can't be taking her out. Just can't. All right. Break number 2 is upon you. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Think about what you want to do for your birthdays. Exit stage left.
Damn. Why is that bitch taking so long in the bathroom? God damn it. The bitch been in that bathroom for 20 minutes. You better not be macking on my boyfriend. I'm gonna kill that bitch.
Oh my God, settle down. Oh my God. You had way too much to drink, Sarah. Way too much.
I'm gonna kill that bitch.
Oh, so already off to a good start. We got a 19-year-old detective. I don't know. Miles will go on OnlyFans, I guess. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah.
Vargas.
All right, Rachel. Here we go. Let's rock, Rachel.
Going off of that, there is a rumor that's kind of going around that she saw someone in like a black ski mask.
Ooh.
And I would ask for more details about that because he's the one that's coming from.
Do you have his phone number?
Around his phone number, but he was...
Wait, who said that? Whoa. Who said that?
How do you spell his name?
Jack Showalter? Jack Decor? I don't know.
And he is...
And
They were, I wouldn't say, like, boyfriend words, but, like, they were hanging out.
they were hanging out. Okay.
And,
Ah!
like, there's, like, a rumor going around about, like, Kaylee, seeing someone, like, with a black ski mask while she was walking her dog.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say it was around the day, but that is a rumor, but it's who that's coming from. And that, like, hearing that rumor is what brought up us remembering that Kaylee mentioned having a stalker.
Okay. Okay. Who else, I guess, what are the names of the other friends that you have been...
Welcome,
in
which you
contact with
was.
about
Welcome,
the
love.
stalker?
Or dude, I'm sorry. Welcome, which you.
So I told the detective yesterday that Kaylee talked to very consistently.
Okay.
And she
The black ski mask is more of a... That's more detailed than we've gotten before in terms of this stalking rumor. So that's something we have to keep in mind. That's the first time I'm hearing about a stalker now with a black ski mask on. So, and it was a male who supposedly said this, so I'd like to know who that male is. So, and it supposedly is coming from somebody who's not a boyfriend, but they were, quote-unquote, hanging out together, which means they were probably screwing around, whatever. But whoever this male is, he introduced the detail of a black ski mask. First time I'm hearing that.
talked to very, very consistently. They had plans to live together outside of college.
Okay.
Ah,
She was not at the lunch, though.
Okay.
But
aha. So let me review that just a quick second, love.
Okay.
and she talked to very, very consistently. They had plans to live together outside of college.
Okay.
Now, are we talking about a guy or a girl?
Very, very consistently.
All right, hang on.
So I told the detective yesterday that Kaylee talked to very, very consistently.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
And she talked to very, very consistently. They had plans to live together outside of college.
Okay.
She was not at the lunch, though,
Okay.
but would probably know something about it if it was mentioned again.
And do you have a phone number?
We were... I do not. I only
I know,
contacted
it's
Snapchat,
ridiculous.
unfortunately.
I agree why we're at it. I hate the redactions. It's fucking irritating.
I did give the detective her number yesterday,
Okay.
and I know we are now together. And I think that talking to might be helpful because they did talk so consistently.
Okay. Do you have a phone number for...
Yeah, let me put you on speaker and I'll pull that up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm on a walk right now. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you.
I'm going for a walk. I'm going to the mall. Going to Taco Bell. Fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And who else was at the lunch that you remember?
I don't remember anything.
She was at the lunch.
Okay.
And then that was the first time that Kaylee. So
Do you have phone numbers for...
Matt?
I do.
Phone numbers for...
Somebody. I don't know. So phone numbers for M. Have you ever been to Electric Ladyland?
Let's pull her up. This way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was
Yeah.
and I do not have her phone number.
Okay. And are all of
Bailey,
you guys students here at U of I?
The only one that's not a student at U of I, she's a student at WSU.
Ah. Student at WSU.
Actually, Kaylee's the only current student, and I'm the only current student, and is the only current student. And all graduated last year.
All right.
Are all graduates?
Yes. Actually, still lives in Moscow. I live in
With.
We're all in Kaylee's sorority.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I don't know.
you said is here.
Does live here. She's flying back home today, though.
But she is a student.
Yes.
Okay.
And is a student.
Is no longer a student, no.
A little rested. Welcome, Edie. I'm glad you're here, love. Good to see you. I love you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, feeling a little better. I had to recuperate. Too much Moroccan meteorite.
Okay, and you said
Yeah. That shit
phone
sneaks
number,
up
but
on
I
you
can't
real
get
quick.
hold of that person through
Shit. Remind me not to do that
I
again.
don't have the number, but I'm sure Kaylee has her phone number, too.
Okay.
And I'll talk to Kaylee regularly.
You know what I'm talking about, Edie. All right, baby. All right.
Hung out with Kaylee through, and
Oh, God.
so we weren't super close. And then that lunch was the very first time I met her, and then the last time she hung out with her.
Okay, and so you've just been kind of talking to everyone who was at lunch and just trying to remember.
Yeah, trying to remember any details that we can remember.
Okay.
I mean, all of them are pretty distraught, so they really do not remember
Yeah.
anything, you know. And I know very, very like,
Fuck off. Fuck off.
with anything yet.
Fuck off.
I think so, I mean, that's also hard to remember anything.
Right. And where did you
Everybody can't fucking remember nothing.
Lives in and lives in
Oh my God. These. Yeah, another space cadet. Right. Nobody can remember nothing.
And you said her name?
I don't think these people. Yeah, shit.
Okay.
Oh my God.
She lived with her parents?
yes.
Okay. Welcome, Masik.
Do you know her parents' name?
I do not. I cannot recall off the top of my head. I've never met them.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Okay. Well, anything that you do think of, if anything else comes to mind, definitely contact me.
Yeah.
And let me know, and I'll try to reach out to these people and see if they.
How about
remember
this? How about
anything in
this?
particular.
How about this? How about again? Okay. Look, how about asking this question? Well, how about this? Right? Do you have any idea who could possibly done this crime? Why don't you ask her that? Or do you have any idea who may have wanted to hurt these people? Or do you have any idea who may be an enemy of Kaylee's that would want to hurt her? Any of these questions and at all? anything like that. Who should we look at? Who do you think should be at the top of our suspect list? Rachel, right? Why are we asking these questions? I don't get it. Again, every time we hear these interviews, first of all, the subjects are bad, the questions are bad, the fucking interviews are bad. Moscow police, we know they don't know how to interview people. We're not asking the right questions. This is all bullshit. It's the same thing over and over again with this. Well, who do you think would want to hurt Kaylee? Do you think it might have been this guy that she was seeing? Do you think Jack DeCour would have wanted to hurt her, right? Because you're aware of Jack DeCour, correct? Of course. Right? Are you aware of any ex-boyfriends of Kaylee? Yes, Jack DeCour. Well, do you think maybe he would have killed her? Well, I don't know, right? No, yes. I mean, let's ask some real fucking questions. Oh my God. Guys, you and I can do this job. Really. It's not that hard. Yeah. Did you hear any rumors? That's great. That's great, Missy. I mean, who do you think this stalker could have been? Did you ever see anybody around with a black mask on? Anything that's probing? How about a probing question? Just one probing question. That's all I'll be happy with. Jesus Christ. I mean, was there any tension between anybody? Was there any tension between Kaylee and any other males? Do you think any other males would have been jealous that Kaylee was talking to this other guy? You gotta ask these questions. We're talking about social dynamics here that Moscow police have absolutely no idea what's going on between these people. There are social dynamics playing out here throughout this case. And Moscow police, this is one of the greatest failings of this case. Moscow police could never, they cannot detail or pin down the social dynamics between these people. It's horrible, horrible investigation. Horrible. You think that? I mean, I don't know. CC, I don't know. Some maybe more than others. Hey, some maybe more than others. Some perhaps more than others, right? The people on the fringe, though, like this one apparently, how much does she really know? You think they all knew? Here's another theme that I don't like in these interviews. When somebody is when someone says this, well, just like Rachel Rager here, she says, well, they're all pretty distraught. So they're probably not going to remember a lot. I don't like when people fucking qualify for other people. And that happens a lot in these interviews. Really. Well, probably not going to remember much because they're distraught. Or, well, I don't think he heard the dog barking, but you can ask him. I don't like that at all. There's no. When the people you're interviewing, when they start talking like that to you, you got to rein that shit in real quick, okay? And Moscow has no idea how to do that. Idaho State Police doesn't know how to do that. No, when people start going into that direction of speaking for other people about what they may or may not know, you got to rein that shit in real quick. And you got to reassert your authority in this case. Because you're not gonna let these people get away with that fucking garbage. You got to let these people know how serious this case is. And somebody like Vargas, a complete empty head who should not even be in law enforcement. Again, we totally lost control. This is not a real interview. This is, I don't know, I don't even know what to call this. I don't even, what do you call this? You know, so if somebody says that to me, like, well, they're distraught, so they're probably not going to remember too much. You know what I'm going to say to that fucking bitch? I'm going to say, well, guess what? Well, don't you worry about that, honey. We're going to get to them soon enough, but don't you worry about that. All I want you to do is worry about what you fucking know, okay? That's all I want you to worry about. What do you know? And you're going to keep her to that, you know? But these, again, Vargas is not a real homicide. I don't even know why they have her interviewing people. She might be working for a fucking influencer somewhere on Instagram. Give me a break here. This is horrible. Horrible. I mean, I guess our standards are way too high to try to solve a quadruple murder here, I guess. I mean, come on here. This is a joke to me. Anyway, quick break. But I'll tell you what, that's one of my biggest, whenever I hear people like, well, you know, you could talk to him, but he probably didn't hear anything. They say that a lot in these interviews. Well, and then she just said another iteration of it. Well, they're probably distraught, so they're probably not going to remember too much. It's just like Dylan Mortensen. Well, we cleaned the week before, so you're probably not going to find a lot of DNA in the house. You know, it's the same fucking thing. I'd arrest all these fucking people if I could. For obstruction. Fuck yeah, that's right, CGJ. I would have done the same thing. They all would have been in cuffs. All of them. Absolutely. Everybody would have been in cuffs. Especially the person who was in the house with the knife, which Hunter Johnson, he's the first one that should have been in cuffs. Because he's the only one that we know about that was in the house with a knife. And he even admits it. Okay. And his story for being in the house with a knife doesn't make sense. So yeah, Hunter should have been the first one arrested right on the scene, followed by Dylan Mortensen. Them two should have been arrested immediately. On scene, they should have been arrested. They should take down the station. Bethany could have come down. They could have gotten her right after if they wanted to. She could have been easily arrested right after Dylan. And there's your case. You arrest Hunter Johnson, Dylan Mortensen, and Bethany Funk on that very day. Guess what? You got your case. You have your case. Hands down. However, remember this though, we got to keep this in mind. If it is a lone wolf like G, okay, like Gabe, then we have to pause and reconsider some things. But there still has to be a gatekeeper in this crime. There still has to be a gatekeeper. And that gatekeeper is Dylan Mortensen. Yep, absolutely. She is the gatekeeper. All right, quick break. Well, there's about one more minute left of Miss Rachel Rager. And we'll finish her off. And we may finish off my electric Anise Electric, baby. My licorice All right. Yes, they were. They were older. They were older. You're correct. They were older. Hunter Johnson supposedly in graduate school. Can you believe that shit? Hunter Johnson in graduate school? Can you imagine that? Yeah. Sure. Hey, anything goes in Idaho. Anything goes.
I thought there was a boogeyman in the closet, so Dylan Mortensen told me to grab a knife from the kitchen, and I grabbed a knife from the kitchen, and I thought there may be a boogeyman in Xana's closet, so I checked her closet, and there wasn't any boogeyman in the closet. Okay, but I'm still holding a fucking steak knife in my hand for no fucking reason.
Yeah, that's Hunter Johnson. Never arrested. Did you see the pictures of Xana? Did you see them? She looks like a slaughtered pig, by the way. Just saying, not to be gross, but she looks like a slaughtered pig. And you have Hunter Johnson's the only one in the house with a knife. And we don't do anything with him. Fuck off. Fuck off. I mean, we've been raging about this for what? 9 months now? 8 months? Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. We know it. But anyway, let's finish Rachel Rager. Yeah. Horrible investigation. All right, let's finish off Miss Rage Cager, Rachel. Here we go. Finish her off. Let's finish her off.
Can you think of anybody, I guess, that you can think of that Kaylee had any issues with?
Oh, there we go. Fine. No.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Okay. And?
No.
Okay.
No,
No.
she was very kind-hearted to everyone. I can't think of anyone that she would have an issue with.
Did you know any of the other people in the residence?
I know them through mutual friends, and I've met them in passing, but no.
Hey.
I'm from the so, I know of them, but, no. never really talked to them.
Okay. And I guess, do you remember when she said she did get this item, this weird item from a stalker? How did that conversation come about, and or what was she, saying about it?
She'd always say things in a super, super lighthearted manner. You know, she'd be talking about childhood trauma like it was like a joke. So I don't think that we really, I don't think that's why we really asked.
Like, what kind of trauma?
About it.
Like, what kind of trauma?
September, I think it was on September 11th.
Oh,
so
September
it was,
11th.
a month, 2 months ago. And I want to say it was something, pretty close to then, but... I mean, it just got brought up with, lunch conversation, I guess, which sounds kind of silly, but...
Yeah. Poverty of language.
Okay.
Right? Okay. That's it? That... Let's back up just a minute. What was the question? I can't remember.
So it was,
Okay, so September 11th...
I don't think that we really, I don't think that's why we really asked so many details about it. I think the lunch was around September, I think it was on September 11th.
Okay.
So it was, a month, 2 months ago. And I want to say it was something, pretty close to then, but...
Right.
I mean, it just got brought up with, lunch conversation, I guess, which sounds kind of silly, but...
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah. You're silly. But what? Okay. What?
All right, well, I
Okay.
appreciate the information.
Thanks.
I'll reach out to them and see if I can find anything.
Yeah, I would definitely talk to Jordan because she would know more about Keely's life.
Okay.
Jordan.
All right. We'll give a call, and like I said, if you do think of anything else or remember anything else, give me a call.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, that's it. All right, there you go, love. I hope you like that. Oh, my God. Oh, good grief. Well, what do you think of that? Okay. Hard-hitting. Okay. Oh, my God. Who the fuck knows? Who knows? I guess that's it. I guess we never followed up. Never, hey, can we see your phone? What's on your phone? Can we get your prints? Can we get your DNA? No. Whatever. Goodbye. Wow. No. Yeah, we should get that interview. What do you think, Dame Deb? We should get that interview. The guy who snuck into the house. Yeah, we should get that interview. Snuck into the house. So much for securing the crime scene. Yeah, didn't he say he put on like an ATF jacket or some sort of fucking jacket and he walked into the house? Yeah, ATF cosplay. Yeah. We should get that interview. We should get that one. I like to see how that one plays out. Mrs. John. Oh, now you show your face. I see how it is. You thought you'd just sneak on in here without me noticing. Well, listen. No signs of forced entry. Because Miss Dylan Mortensen, well, you know, she was the keeper of the door. Dylan Mortensen was monitoring everything from her bedroom. Are you ready? Welcome, Electric Leash. You already hit with an ad? Barrios versus Garcia. Battle of the Mexicans. All right, let's go.
So let's get into the part of this case that's really responsible for bringing it back into the spotlight right now.
Okay.
And that's the autopsy details and the medical findings that have been coming out now over the last couple of weeks, because these are things that the public didn't really have access to before. And now that they're out there, they're giving people a much clearer, much honest, darker picture of what happened inside that house. According to reports, based on these unsealed documents and the unsealed autopsies, the 4 victims suffered more than 150 stab wounds. That's combined between all 4 of them during this horrific attack that, remember, just happened within minutes. And when you break down the 150 stab wound number, it is
in minutes
staggering. Xana,
in minutes,
she had the highest number, with about 67 stab wounds. We know that she fought back. We heard early on that some of her fingers were almost completely severed from fighting back, but still, 67 stab wounds.
One finger.
Kaylee Consalves had around 38 stab wounds. Maddie Mogan, about 28. And Ethan Chapin had about 17 stab wounds based on these autopsy summaries. And look, it's not just about how many times these young adults were stabbed, it was also about where. Because across all 4 of these victims, the injuries, they weren't random. They were concentrated in some of the most vulnerable areas of the body. See, all 4 victims suffered severe injuries to the upper body, specifically the head, face, neck, chest, and scalp. Now, these weren't just defensive wounds to arms or hands. Many of these injuries were to the areas that are immediately life-threatening. And that's why the investigators have consistently described this attack as extremely violent and also targeted. Which, think about that. And I'm not going to go into the exact amount, but I would say around 50%, if not more, of the stab wounds to each victim was focused on the face, neck, and scalp. Now, in Kaylee's case specifically, the autopsy report actually said that she had at least 24 stab wounds to that area, then 11 to her chest, and 3 stab wounds to her arms. As we know, she also had blunt force trauma to her head as well. Now, based on those findings, experts said that her injuries were...
Don't forget, we were also choking her.
So severe, and severe enough that she was or could have been classified as disfigured. That detail has come up over and over again too, because it's unusual, even in stabbing cases, and it suggests
somebody who knew her.
Level of force way beyond what would actually be.
Exactly. It suggests, Elise, that this was personal.
Needed to incapacitate
right,
someone,
Elise.
to disfigure them, it's next
You're
level.
a fraud.
Maddie also suffered multiple sharp force.
You're not. You're a fraud.
Injuries to her upper torso and her neck area. The report says that she suffered approximately 13 wounds to her scalp, face, and neck area, 5 to her chest, and 10 to her arms. Now, in Maddie's case, there were also wounds to the lungs, liver, chest wall, and some major veins and arteries. Investigators have said that her wounds were consistent with a very sudden, very fatal attack while she was in bed. So we can only hope that it was quick enough, that she wasn't suffering, that she didn't know exactly what was going on the whole time, and that it was just fast and as painless as possible. But this is also where I have to just pause for a second, because this next detail, it's terrifying and it's also kind of confusing, but it is raising a lot of questions recently. According to a defense expert, Maddie and Kaylee's bodies may have been moved, posed, or staged after they were killed.
Right.
This defense expert pointed out that when Maddie and Kaylee were found, they were lying together in the same bed, which is fine, but that they were partially covered by a comforter. They also indicate that Kaylee's head was moved from being on the pillow to being on top of Maddie. So based on that positioning, the expert suggested that it was possible that one or both of them had been adjusted or repositioned after this attack, or that maybe the bedding had been pulled up on top of them afterward to hide what had happened or, conceal it somewhat.
And who would do that, Elise? See, people like this, all they do is regurgitate information. They have no thought process of their own, see? And why would you do that? There's no reason to. It doesn't matter. There's no reason to conceal anything here. If you don't know these people and you're just wanting to unalive them, you're not going to cover them up. It's just you're not going to do it. What do you care? I don't care. Do you? See? I don't care. So why would I be messing around with a comforter? Why would he be putting their heads together? Who cares?
Some way.
There's talk from one of the experts
oh,
that was
God.
potentially going to be called in this
oh,
case,
my God.
that there might be evidence to suggest that Kaylee and Maddie's bodies were posed after they were killed. Do you think there's anything to support that?
Well, I think that...
Well, my name's Chris McDonough, and they gave me a trophy when I was in Hawaii, and well, I'm kind of like Chris McDonough, where they didn't give me a trophy yet, but I'm trying to work on my trophy here.
one of the subjects, and I can't...
Oh, my fucking God. Oh, God. Now, I can't be too sure, but I think I ate a bunch of chicken for dinner, and it's all gobbled in my throat right now. That's what it's at. It doesn't matter. Look, if you're a maniacal killer like Brian Koberger, you're not posing the bodies. Look, you got 7 minutes. You got 7 minutes. Right, you park your car, it's 4:08. You're sitting in your car for at least 20 seconds, 30 seconds, figuring out how you're going to enter the house. You enter the house, it's closer to 4:09 a.m. You do your thing, and then you're speeding off at 4:20. It's still going to take you at least 30 seconds to get to your car. Do what you're going to do with the clothes that you have on. So this cat, in reality, he has 7 minutes to kill 4 people, inflict over 150 fucking wounds, pose bodies, leave one single latent footprint, meet Dylan Mortensen, give her a big kiss on the cheek, say goodbye, bye, Dylan, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow, I'll get you Taco Bell. And that's it. 7 minutes. Sure. Yeah. Well, that's about it, really. How about this? How about this? Just kill Dylan Mortensen, right? The only other person you know is in the house, I guess. You're probably not even, I'm guessing you're not even aware of Bethany Funk in the house, but you're aware of Dylan Mortensen, so you take her out, and you could do whatever you want. You could spend as much time in there as you want. I mean, seriously. If you're not aware of the Hobbit in the Hobbit hole, well, you know Dylan Mortensen's right there. You're going to take her out. And then you could do whatever you want. You could sit on the couch. You could eat popcorn. You could finish the Vampire Diaries. You could do whatever you want. Like, come on. It's stupid no matter where you want to go with this. It's fucking dumb. Yeah. Black backpack found in the backyard. There's a black backpack found right in the middle of the fucking living room. Jack Showalter has a black bag that he's loaning to his friend. Supposedly they use that to put beer in. oops, I had to get that black backpack from my friend. Couldn't be possibly the same black backpack that was found in the fucking backyard. This is a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Kohlberger's silent. Pisses me off. Ann Taylor's weak. Every time I see her in videos in the court, every time I see her, she gets weaker and weaker and weaker as the case goes on. And unfortunately, Brian Kohlberger did not sense this, but he should have fired Ann Taylor 6 months before this was supposed to go to trial. He should have fired her. She again, we talked about this. She was withering in the sun. He should have fired Ann Taylor 6 months before this was supposed to go to trial. Should have fired her. Should have fired her. Absolutely. 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 Look at. She should have. Actually, we're gonna do. We should do that. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do like a collage. We're gonna do a collage, okay? We're gonna start from the very beginning of Ann Taylor, and then we're gonna do a collage all the way through up until the last hearings, and you're gonna see a dramatic difference in Ann Taylor from 2022, Ann Taylor 2025. The contrast is staggering. How much she withered in the sun. I would have fired if I was aware of this, and if I was somehow able to advise in the situation, I would have fired her 6 months prior to any of this happening. I would have fired her. Absolutely. Get me another goddamn defender right now. She's withering in the sun. Fuck yeah. Do you keep Massoff? I could keep the rest of my team. I keep Massoff. I keep Barlow. I keep them. I'd keep those two. I would keep those two. I wouldn't fire them. I'd definitely fire Ann Taylor, though. Absolutely, hands down. I would have fired her. Absolutely. She lost her fight. She lost her fight. She was way in over her head, and I think at some point she realized there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. She's not a quadruple murder fucking defense attorney. You cannot have somebody like Ann Taylor trying to defend you against a quadruple murder here. Ann Taylor's not your person. Absolutely. As we saw, she withered in the sun. You cannot do that in this kind of, and especially with this high profile of a case. I mean, and this is one of the biggest we know this, Garden. This is one of the biggest cases in Idaho history. You got to have somebody up there who has a backbone and who's steely and who has who's made of steel. Your lead defense attorney's got to be made of fucking steel here, and Ann Taylor's not. She was not made of steel at all. She's made out of vinyl and fucking wire. Brittle. It's sad. Look. I'm going to look, and people look. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Even if Kohlberger did this, let me just say he did it. I'll just say Kohlberger fucking did it, all right? I'm playing devil's advocate. Kohlberger did it. I'm still going to go to trial because I believe these Moscow fucking morons they aren't going to fucking, they don't have the evidence to convict me. They don't. Thompson knows they don't. Thompson himself knows they don't have the evidence. So even if I did this crime or not, I said this before, I'm going to trial. I'm going to make these assholes prove that I did it. And they can't. They can't put me in the house. They cannot prove that I know any of the victims. That's a hard sell against a jury. Well, why would a random stranger just fucking brutally murder 4 people that he doesn't even know? We're not talking, that's a hard sell. It's a hard sell. You have to prove at least one connection to the victims. You have to show just one connection to the victims. If you can show one connection, a solid connection between the victims, fine. Then that's a little easier. But Thompson doesn't have it. He doesn't have any connection. Look, you can't even call this a crime of passion. You can't even call this a crime of passion or anything like that because you can't prove that Brian Kohlberger even knows who these people are. How are you going to fucking prove that? Anyway, I'm just saying, even if I'm Brian Kohlberger, listen, I'm Brian Kohlberger, right? And I fucking killed them all. I'm still going to go to trial. Yes, I will. Because you know why? Because I know they don't have enough evidence to convict me. I know it. Thompson knows it. Thompson even said it. So, Ann Taylor, once again, it goes back to you. Because you were the lead defense attorney with Brian Kohlberger. Again, I'm going to blame you over and over and over again. Because you were the lead defense attorney here. And you fucking blew it. You blew it. You should not be a defense attorney. I say this a million times on here, my loves, my guard, and you know this. Ann Taylor should not be practicing law anymore. Never again. Never. Never, ever. Disgrace. You're a disgrace to me. Disgrace. She's a hometown girl. She's a hometown girl. She was brought up in the same system that these other fucking inbreds were, and she went along with the play. She went along with the plea deal because she's a hometown girl and she still wants to work in Moscow, Idaho. That's why she did this. It had nothing to do with defending Brian Kohlberger. She wanted to still play ball in the big leagues here, being a defense attorney. That's the only reason why she did this. It had nothing to do with actually trying to defend Brian Kohlberger. She wilted in the sun. She's a hometown girl, you know. She's a pathetic to me. Pathetic. Anyway, Ann Taylor, I do have an email address, and I want you to, I'm not going to email you, but I really want you to surrender your law license because you're not a defense attorney. You are a coward. And you're not only are you a coward, but you're a hometown Idaho coward. That is what you are. That is your nature, Ann Taylor. That is your nature. I am Master Nature. See? And your nature, you're a coward. And that is the truth. Welcome, Ellie. How is Littles doing? How's the competition going, love? How's the competition, love? Don't give me no lip. Is Littles in first place or not? Now don't jerk me around. You lost. Oh, no. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, love. I'm sorry, love. Well, what place? What place? Come on, Littles. Come on. What place? No, Littles has to be number. Oh. Well, then we have to take care of some fucking people now, don't we, El? Just give me the fucking names of the judges, all right? That's all you need to do. Just give me the names of the goddamn judges. And, we're gonna right the fucking ship, all right? Littles is number one. Littles will always be number one, all right? Next to Bing, I'm sorry. Bing and Littles, they have to co-headline the main show here, but Littles is number one here. I think we have to take out some fucking judges here, just like in the Olympics. Are you watching these fucking Olympics? I have to kill a bitch. I have to kill an Olympic fucking judge. Do you know that? I mean, I get sent all over the goddamn world here. I think it's the first I take out an Olympic judge. I'll take out fucking little judges, though. Littles is number one. Fuck these judges out. Fuck these judges. Hey, Ellie? I am gonna give them all Sicilian fucking neckties. Don't you fucking worry about it. They all deserve Sicilian neckties. And they're gonna fucking get it too. Listen to me, Ellie. All the judges against Littles, guess what? They're all gonna sleep with the fucking fishes. All of them. Fuck you. Come and find me. I hereby make a decree. Anybody who voted against Littles, guess what? You're all getting a Sicilian fucking necktie, and you're all gonna sleep with the goddamn fishes. You understand that, you fucking cocks? Try me. All right. Thanks, Stanley. Anytime, asshole. I'm very disappointed here in the fucking judging here. My misery roots, I will fucking kill everybody. You think Texas is bad? You've never been to Missouri. I will eat you for breakfast. Well, thank you very much. Well, I am Screamer Stanley. But you know what? There's a little unknown little fact that I'm going to tell you right now, my garden. I'm also known as Don Stanley. Yeah. Stanley the Twink, Screaming Stanley. And I'm also known as Don Stanley. That's right, you can kiss the ring. You can kiss the ring, like, kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. Well, I know, little great-Grammy. See, you and, me and your little great-Grammy, we used to hang out together. We used to play pinochle together, actually. She's a good pinochle player. Really good. She could play a mean fucking pinochle, I'll tell you what. I could never beat her at pinochle. She's a goddamn shark. She'd say, "Hey, Stanley,
would you like to play some pinochle? I'll make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I said, oh, sure. But, well, I like the peanut butter and jelly. But she kicked my fucking ass in peanut. I wanted to strangle her. I couldn't strangle her. You know, I can't strangle her great-grandmother. But, man, she kicked my ass every day in fucking pinochle. Oh, my God. One day, I went to her fucking house. Listen to me. She had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich laid out. She put it on a china plate. I never seen anything like it. This most beautiful china porcelain plate I've ever seen. It must have been from like 1662, this fucking china porcelain, right? She has this big peanut butter and jelly sandwich laid out on this Chinese porcelain plate from 1662, okay? It's right there in the middle of her fucking table, and she said, Stanley, sit down here. We're gonna play some pinochle. I said, oh my fucking God, here we go. I said, Great Grammy, I said, why are you busting out the port? I mean, this is beautiful, China here. She said, Stanley, don't you worry about it. I like to, whenever I beat people at pinochle, I like to serve them, on a very nice, exquisite sort of plate. And then I knew, at that moment, I knew I was in big trouble. Okay. Excuse me. Ellie, I hope that means something to you. Remember, I'm a psychic. Don't you forget. They always forget. I'm a psychic. Why? They always forget, Mrs. John. Greatest girl in the world, love. I went to the Borley Rectory. I saw the monk that terrorized the Borley Rectory. Before it burned down to the ground, I was there at the Borley Rectory, Mrs. John. Mrs. John, I was at the Borley Rectory. I am the greatest of all time. All right, well, quick break. Thanks, Stanley, for scaring my garden off. I'm not scared. They love me. They hate you. You're a fucking... They hate you, mess. They love me. I am the greatest ever. That's why they call me Don Stanley, don't you know? Quick break. Jesus. Hey, there. Whiplash. Oh, baby. You get my electric. Eddie. Hey, Eddie. Hey, Eddie. Excuse me. Eddie. Here's what I'm going to do, Eddie, for you. Now, Eddie. Nah. No. It's not too late. We gotta keep things, docile for the late show. Docile. This is what you do all day, Master Nature. You just pretend to know what you mean. Oh my God. Okay, well, I was staring at my rocking tree and, something awoke in me and, oh yeah, Mrs. John, I can't, oh yeah, you remind me of somebody from my past and, oh my God. Oh my, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Oh my fucking, what is this? Oh my, oh God.
All right, here we go. Let me give Master Nature. I have to fucking narrate shit, don't I?
Please, Tyrone, you do such a good job of narrating my war against Mrs. John. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Oh my fucking, here we go, Mrs. John.
Style pizza.
Oh, fuck.
My damn hand. Chicago. I'm right in, baby.
What the fuck? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
No.
That's the prick who still, look at that smile. You know what that smile tell me? That smile tell me he stole all the goddamn spices out of the goddamn Family Dollar store. Look at that fucking smile. Look at that. I put him in jail right here, right here. Would you put him in jail right here with this? All right. All right. Get behind those fucking balls. Oh my God. Here we go. Now we're outside on the grill. Home run pizza. Now he's plugging home run fucking pizza. Fuck kind of pizza. I'm guessing that piece of shit. Would you eat that fucking pizza? Chicken ranch fucking shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, put the cheese on. Chicken? You chicken.
Bacon.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying there. Okay. You going to live it, Lynn. Lynn, you going to live it. Lynn, you going to live it. Lynn, you going to live it? You're not going to go to the Olympics with him. Listen, Lynn. Listen, Lynn. If you go to the Olympics with him, that's it. The wedding's off. I'm calling the wedding off. I don't care. I don't care what happened. Okay? We ain't going to go to the Olympics with that. I'm just saying. Oh my God. So I have the greatest guard in the world. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah. The $5,000 fucking oven.
Don't burn it.
Yeah, well, it's big enough for you to go in there.
Tavern cut, baby. Let's go.
Tavern cut.
Rick, caressing.
Friends.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh my God. Oh fuck. Yeah, look at that. Would you take that to the Olympics with you? All right.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Oh my God, Mrs. John. I don't know what to fucking say after that shit. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. Get the fuck out of here is all I gotta say. Oh man. MD, you happy? You happy with that?
Yeah, I think I scored another point here, actually. And, I think I'm winning the gold medal against Mrs. John. He ain't happy. No, Ellie, he's not happy at all. Oh, okay, Ellie. Oh, I don't know. I love you, but, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I have to think about that, Ellie. And, I'm not quite sure. Maybe. He might be happy. I don't know. I think he's just milking it, but, I don't know. I don't know. Something like crazy. So, let's get back to this. Probably one of my favorite Lennon songs, just say. Anyway. Welcome, Amy Conway. So good to see you, love. Blonde Lily. Beautiful blonde Lily. Oh, beautiful. Well, would be interesting at a stripper show. Mrs. A trademark. That's a trademark. Dame Florencia, did you leave already? Well, she's off buying her art supplies. Well, Sir Equinox. Sir Equinox, is he dead? No, Sir Equinox, come on, Nate. Stop hanging out the Ghost Head Ramen. Look, you don't want to be hanging out with the fucking succubus, alright? Just don't do it. Alright. Oh boy. Alright, stage crime, see the second murder, and finally a motive. Annie, Elisa, my electric licorice. That broad's got 1.6 million subscribers. Just saying. For regurgitating information. No analysis of my own. All I'm doing is regurgitating information from the mainstream media. That's all I'm doing. And that is a lease on my electric licorice. Yeah. No thought. No thought. No thought. All right. One quick one. Oh, God. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Help me. That's the name. Where are my kids? That's the name. It's getting really hard here. My kids are lost. Ashley doesn't love me. I separated myself from Maisie. Maisie, your mother is a fucking scary bitch. Oh my God. She killed your brother. She killed your brother. She killed your brother. Maisie. She had your brother killed.
Nope. Anyway, let's get back. Let's get back to business. Back to business. I would have never, ever, you should never do a plea. However, you can have them remove the death penalty from the case. That's fine. But I'm still not taking a plea. Ever. Never going to take a plea.
Can't remember, forgive me, the name is escaping.
You're a pain in my fucking ass is what you are.
Moved off of a pillow and then onto essentially the surface of another body, and that would be glaringly obvious.
That's not posing.
Right, so Kaylee onto Maddie, and Kaylee's head, according to this expert, was actually resting on the pillow. And I can get into all of the technicalities here.
Go ahead.
And just very briefly, the way you try to understand that, a hair in particular that is super saturated with blood. If you think about a dirty mop string, and this is the way we kind of describe it to our students, it leaves behind almost this.
I feel bad for your students.
Behind it, you would have lifted the head off of that and then placed it onto another surface, and that's indicative of the movement that they're talking about. I can only imagine. Again, I have not seen.
A place on what surface? From what? So, first of all, I feel bad for his students because he's a complete fucking moron. But what surface are you lifting it off from? The pillow? So what you're saying to me is you saw a spaghetti blood pattern from the pillow that was on Kaylee's pillow because her head was slightly adjusted to be resting against Maddie's head. And so what you're saying to me is you saw a spaghetti-shaped blood pattern on Kaylee's pillow where her head was resting, and the killer, or killers, they moved her head off her pillow and put it against Maddie. Is that what you're telling me? You're an idiot!
That's the conclusion this individual.
You're an idiot!
Now, there's also an indication that the bodies, plural, had been covered with a comforter.
For what purpose?
And again, we don't know if faces were concealed. There's a thing that we call in death investigation called face covering, where if you have recognition of somebody, it's a way to...
Yeah. What is that called, right?
Kind of block them out so you don't have to look.
Right.
Because of what? Because of what?
Because as humans, we identify with one another this way.
That's not the only reason why.
Which is an interesting insight into the interior of this home.
However,
If again, I feel bad for his students listening to this fucking chucklehead who just swallowed a goddamn chicken. Okay, I can't understand a goddamn word he's saying because he mumbles. That's not the only reason why. We cover people's faces because we know them and we feel guilty for doing what we're doing. He forgot to add that part. And the reason why we feel guilty is because we know who these people are. Now, Brian Kohlberger doesn't know these people. So he has no reason to feel guilty. He doesn't know these faces. I'm the face if you want it. Brian Kohlberger doesn't know these faces. So there's no point in covering up anything here. That's what this fucking choke of a chicken chucklehead from the goddamn South probably comes from a goddamn Bible college for all I fucking know. But he's an idiot. Anybody who's a student of his, I would demand my money back immediately. I demand your money back. He's scamming you. He's a chucklehead. He's a chicken head. He sounds like a chicken. He talks like a chicken. It's like he just wanted to eat all the gizzards and it fucking got it stuck in his goddamn throat. These fucking charlatans. Fuck you. The reason why we cover their faces is because we know who they are and we feel guilty for doing it. That's not Brian Kohlberger. Kohlberger doesn't know these people. He doesn't. According to the prosecution. So, fuck you, gizzard lizard.
If you're wondering why I needed so many, Paleo Valley's running this.
Fuck off, cunt. Sorry.
However, prosecutors have pushed back on this pretty firmly and...
Oh, God. Anise. Oh, God. You are not Eva Menendez, okay? You are not. You try to look like her. Look, she tries to look like Eva Menendez
found
here.
together in bed, even underbedding, does not automatically mean that somebody intentionally posed these bodies, but that in violent scenes like this one, bodies can end up in positions that do look deliberate, even if they're not. That people can collapse together, that bedding can shift during an attack, and that blankets can move as a result of movement in the room, or even during first responder access. The reason that this keeps coming up is because...
Hey, Elise. Hey, Annie. What first responder access? What are you talking about? You mean like paramedics? Annie.
Didn't have to point that detail out. It wouldn't have been advantageous.
Annie. You know I'm ripping you apart. But, Annie, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why wasn't there any medical personnel in the house that day? Hey, Annie. Trying to look like Eva Mendes, okay? Why wasn't there any medical personnel in that fucking house? Answer that question, Annie Elise, to your 1.6 fucking million subscribers. Why did not one EMS personnel enter that fucking house? You cocksucker. I want to say the other C word, but I'm trying to be very, I'm mindful here of birthdays.
That out if I'm being honest, but then once they did, it introduced a whole new set of questions about what happened in those final moments. Even though prosecutors rejected...
Hey, Annie, why the 7 EMS personnel that were at the house, how comes nobody was let inside the house, Annie?
The interpretation of...
No EMS personnel entered that house to check on any of the victims, Annie Elise.
The idea itself stuck.
Tell your 1.6 million subscribers what a fraud you are. All you do is regurgitate information from the mainstream media, all right, and wear hoopty fucking earrings. You're a fraud.
And it's one of the details...
I want you to get out of the true crime space because you're a fucking fraud.
A lot of people just can't quite shake. And I have to say, too, it's kind of wild that it came from the defense's side. Because once that document...
Why is that wild?
...showing that a defense expert suggested that the bodies may have been posed, a lot of people immediately kind of had like this oh shit moment, right? Granted, there was no trial, and the testimony was never given in court, but you can imagine the way that it could have backfired if it was said in front of a jury. Now let's talk about Xana's injuries for a moment, because her injuries were very different from the other 3 victims. Her wounds were spread across her entire body, including her chest, upper body.
In 7 minutes.
Other extremities. However, her...
Hey, Annie Elise, because your attention span is like a flea, you gotta keep in mind all this was done in 7 minutes.
Autopsy
7 minutes?
Also suffered significant wounds to her head.
Whenever these fucking chuckleheads talk about this crime, they always forget the time span.
And face.
Always.
The number and areas of her injuries are in part why investigators do believe that she was awake and she was moving and fighting back during this attack, rather than being attacked while asleep, like Maddie and Kaylee. According to her autopsy, Xana had 23 stab wounds to her face, scalp, and neck, 7 to her chest, 4 to her abdomen, and 3 cuts and stab wounds on her back. She also had 5 on her legs and at least 25 cuts to her arms. Now those cuts, most of those wounds actually in general, not just the cuts on her arms, were defensive wounds. And we also know, based on the findings, that Xana fought back hard. And Ethan, while he had much fewer wounds overall compared to the others, he still suffered fatal sharp force injuries to critical areas.
So he must have been sleeping too, right, Annie Elise? Elise on my electric licorice? He must have been totally asleep through this attack when Xana, his girlfriend, was being horribly mutilated. I guess that's what you're telling me in your 1.6 million fucking subscribers. I guess Ethan was just in Never Neverland. Sure.
Body, including his face, scalp, and chest and
sure.
neck. He suffered 17 wounds in total, the balance being to his arms and to his legs. Now, take the next...
but she's good at ads. Cunt.
Step in treating your moderate to severe...
It's all right. That's the English vernacular. I'm sorry.
Only gut-focused treatment for use.
Now, what really stands out to investigators
is what?
And to medical experts isn't just the fact that there were head and facial injuries, or even how many there were, but it's how consistent those injury locations were across 4 different victims. Severe wounds to the head, neck, and face.
Like a hunter.
It often suggests close-range attacks.
Like a hunter.
Focused on disabling somebody immediately.
Right, like a hunter.
Random or panicked strikes
and
motions.
Right,
so
like somebody who likes military shit. Right.
This has been unsealed, and why people are talking about the discussions about his method. And there's also a lot of arguments about weapons, and in broader conversations about what this attack actually looked like inside that house. The medical findings don't answer every question, of course, but they do show a level of violence and intensity that continues to raise new questions even years later. And that kind of brings us back Annie? To Kaylee's injuries. Because like I said earlier, her autopsy is the one that keeps getting revisited. Not just because of how many injuries she had, but because of the type of injuries she had. Because according to the autopsy, Kaylee didn't just have stab wounds. Yeah, she did have multiple sharp force injuries, but she also had blunt force trauma to her head and face. So now you've got 2 different kinds of trauma showing up in the same set.
She was also strangled. She also had strangulation.
Of injuries. And that really is what has gotten people talking. Like we talked about a minute ago, a lot of Kaylee's wounds were concentrated around her face, scalp, and neck.
Yeah, you said that 7 times already.
These were severe enough to be described as disfiguring, which that's not language that gets used lightly in autopsy discussions. Truly, it's not. And it's part of why defense experts really zeroed in on her case in particular. So the defense argument was basically this. When you see sharp force injuries and blunt force trauma together, it opens the door to questions about whether more than one type of force or even more than one type of weapon could have been involved. Now, they weren't saying that this definitively proved anything, but they were saying that the injury patterns certainly didn't rule it out. Kaylee's dad, Steve Gonzalez, also had said after Brian Kohberger's sentencing last year that he was told that there may have been a second weapon used against Kaylee, but they didn't know what it was. Some people, on the other hand, are pushing back pretty hard on that too, saying, the blunt force injuries can happen because of forceful contact, strikes with hands, even someone's head being slammed into a hard surface during the attack. In their view, these injuries wouldn't require a separate weapon at all. But early on...
But what about the choking?
One of the things that people thought was that Brian had worn, those tactical gloves where it's a hard shell on the outside, and that's what could have caused these injuries.
You've got these
just
horrific injuries that are to Xana's body. She stabbed on multiple planes of her body, by the way, with a K-bar knife, which is in fact a combat knife that's been used by our brave Marines since World War II. All right.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant, chucklehead, chicken head. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Be used not just for the purposes of stabbing, slicing, but also pummeling people. You can actually turn this thing around on the butt of it. It makes one hell of a hammer.
Yeah, here's a hammer.
It's almost a pound. The blade is just over 7 inches in length. It's wide.
Like Little G. Little G had blades ranging from 6 inches, 9 inches, 12 inches. Yeah, remember that?
It is meant to kill people with.
Oh, my God. Hey, Chris McDonough. Hey, Chris McDonough. Hey, where's the murder weapon, Chris McDonough? Hey, Chris McDonough. Where's the murder weapon? No, that's not Chris McDonough. But I'm just saying, where's the murder weapon? You don't know that this was caused. In fact, this is one of the greatest weaknesses of this case. The prosecution cannot say with 100% certainty that all the wounds the victims suffered, they were caused by a K-bar knife. They have no idea. No idea. They don't. In fact, what Moscow police tried to do, they went on, and we talked about this at length, they went on Amazon, they bought a K-bar knife, they bought a K-bar knife sheath, and they bought a K-bar sharpener, and not only that, but they bought vitamins, they bought vegan supplement vitamins, okay, off of Amazon. This is what the prosecution did. We talked about this, all right? And then when they got that K-bar knife, here's what they did. They went to the medical examiner in Spokane, Washington, and they presented this K-bar knife to the medical examiner in Spokane, and they said to him, do you think this type of weapon could have caused the injuries? And of course, the medical examiner, yeah, it could have. That's how they tried to prove that a K-bar knife could have inflicted all the wounds on the victims. That's what the prosecution tried to do here. That's what they did. Look it up. It's in the documents. That's exactly what they did. They bought a K-bar knife off of Amazon Prime. They took this K-bar knife to the medical examiner in Spokane, Washington, and they presented this knife to him and said, do you think this weapon could have caused these injuries? That's what they did to try to prove their theory that a K-bar knife was used to commit all the homicides in this case. That's exactly what they tried to tell you and that's what they were going to do at trial. Do you know how fucking ludicrous that is? Think about that. They don't have a murder weapon. So they went on Amazon and bought one. They bought a K-bar knife off of Amazon and tried to go to Spokane, Washington to the medical examiner to say, do you think this knife would have caused these? Sorry. Look, just because I have a K-bar knife sheath, supposedly, doesn't mean I have a K-bar knife. These two things do not go together. Just because I have a K-bar knife sheath, I supposedly found, okay, we know that's ludicrous, but whatever. Just because I have a K-bar knife sheath, it doesn't mean a K-bar knife was used in the commission of this crime. You don't have a murder weapon. There's a whole host of weapons that could have been used to inflict these types of wounds on a victim. 1 million of them, actually. And the fact that Kaylee suffered several different types of injuries to her body, well, that's a big fucking problem. And the prosecution, Bill Thompson, at trial, he would have no good explanation as to why Kaylee had different types of wounds to her. He wouldn't be able to explain it. Okay? That fucking chucklehead, that fucking spud, inbred Idaho, do you think he would have been able to explain why Kaylee Gonzalez had multiple different injury patterns to her? No! Again, what's the point of this? Another reason why this should have gone to trial. Bill Thompson had no case. How are you going to explain to the jury why Kaylee had, she was strangled, she had wound patterns that differed from everybody else, her face was bashed in, supposedly, she had blunt force trauma to her face, she was stabbed, she had multiple different types of injuries to her. How do you explain that to a jury? And how do you explain that to a jury in 7 minutes we're perpetrating a quadruple murder. How are you going to explain this is all done in 7 minutes? Impossible. Ann Taylor, again, I hope you surrendered your law license. You are a fucking sellout. I'm always going to go back to Ann Taylor because she was the lead defense attorney here. Always. I'm going to blame her. Always. Welcome, Heather, for Beeson. What's the point of buying a knife sharpener? What's the point of buying a knife sheath? What's the point of this? I don't know. Why am I buying a knife sheath if I'm just going to put it right there on the comforter? You know, I don't know. Well, aren't we told, Jeff, that this was a serrated weapon? This was a serrated weapon that was used here, right? Kathy Mabbitt says it was not only that, but we had large gaping wounds. We had wounds that were gaping. We had what else do we have? We had, essentially what she was saying is we had pieces of flesh that were torn away from the body. Okay. Yeah. We had gouge wounds, gouges, flesh, right? Gouging, right? Flesh that was gouged away from the body. That's Kathy Mabbitt. Torn open. These were not clean wounds. These are not clean wounds. If I'm going in there with a fucking blade, you know what I mean, and I'm going to unalive 4 people with one knife, well, it shouldn't look like anything like this at all. I'm sorry. The autopsy reports, the myriad of wounds inflicted upon everybody here, this is not consistent with one single weapon. It's not. It's not. It's just any other case you look at, okay, that involves a stabbing, you're not finding these ridiculous differences in how the wounds are made and the patterns here. You have to concede that there's no way in hell that one blade could inflict all the different types of wounds seen on the victims. There's no way. No way. No way. Not with the conflicting stories, not with Mabbitt saying we have gouge wounds in them, as if flesh was ripped away from their bodies. A knife is not going to do that. We're talking about different weapons here. Absolutely different weapons are going to cause these injuries. When I first heard about the gouging wounds, my immediate thought was somebody came in there with some sort of like I don't know, a flail. It sounds ridiculous, but almost like a flail. Somebody came in with like a flail or like a fucking mace or something. You know what I mean? Where I'm smashing their bodies or their faces with a goddamn mace or a flail of some sort here. I'm ripping pieces of flesh from their bodies. That to me is consistent with some of the injuries that were found on the bodies. I'm sorry, but there is, and I don't care what anybody says here, there is no way that one singular knife, caused all the injuries to the victims. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you can't even say it was a K-bar knife because you don't have the murder weapon. You don't. You have a sheath, fine, but you don't have the weapon. It could have been a myriad of different knives. You understand? Just because you have a K-bar knife sheath doesn't mean you have a K-bar knife weapon. I mean, give me a break. A million different type of sharp-edged weapons could have been used. And it's not just that. Look, Kaylee was also strangled. She had strangulation marks around her neck. Somebody was trying to strangle her as well. So, sure. Okay. Moscow cannot explain this. Bill Thompson certainly cannot explain the patterns. He certainly is not going to be able to do it. No. Jeff, hey, Jeff, I know you're a rational thinker, my friend. Hey, Jeff, I know you think rationally too. But you must concede, I don't think you could say one blade caused all these injuries to them. I don't think you could say that, my friend. I know you're rational. I don't think you could say that. There has to be another weapon here. Well, I mean, look, it's all speculation, right? Because they don't have a murder weapon. So you and I can speculate all night long, but we don't have a murder weapon. We don't. We can guess until we're fucking dead. But they don't have a murder weapon. You have a sheath. That's all you got. And that sheath can be a major red herring here. That's like me going into a crime scene and putting down. Let's say I went into a murder. Let's say I'm the perpetrator, right? And I don't know. I want to try to be stupid and throw off people. I may just go in there and put down something like a knife sheath and just throw it in the crime scene. It doesn't mean I killed the people with a K-bar. Moscow, you gotta do better than that. I mean, give me a break. But beyond that, Moscow police, at the behest of Thompson, they did in fact go on Amazon. They did in fact order a K-bar knife. They did in fact order a K-bar knife sheath. They did, in fact, order a K-bar knife sharpener, and they did, in fact, order vegan supplements off Amazon Prime. Off Amazon. That's all in the documents. So you have to ask yourself this question. Why the fuck would Bill Thompson direct Moscow police to order this shit off of Amazon? Because that's what they did. It's in the documents. Why would you waste money on ordering stuff off of Amazon when you're a police department? You don't need to do that, especially the vegan supplements. Yes, they ordered vegan supplements off of Amazon. For what reason? Vegan supplements is totally irrelevant in this case. Jeff! So Jeff, you're going to waste my time in showing the jury vegan supplements. Oh, by the way, Jeff, did you know this? They happened to find those vegan supplements in the back of Brian Koberger's car 2.5 years later when they supposedly took his car apart. They supposedly processed his car, and 2.5 years later, magically, they found a bottle of vegan supplements in his car 2.5 years later after they already took it apart and processed it. Did you know that, Jeff H.? Did you know it? It's in the documents, my friend. It's in the documents, my friend. They supposedly found this magical bottle of vegan supplements in the back of his car 2.5 years later after they took it apart. They already took his car apart, my friend. Nuts and bolts. And magically, 2.5 years later, they find a bottle of vegan supplements in the back seat. I'm not making this up, my friend. That's in documents. So, consider what you're saying to me, because I am the greatest of all time, my friend. I am. And so is my garden. Believe me. Trust me. But here we are. We have Moscow going on Amazon and ordering a bottle of vegan supplements just in case. And lo and behold, 2.5 years later, we find a bottle of vegan supplements in the back of his car after the car was already processed, taken apart, nuts and bolts. They magically find a bottle of vegan supplements 2.5 years later. About, 3 months before this goes to trial. Trust me, it's in the documents, my friend. I'm the greatest of all time, and so is my garden, Jeff H. I'm just telling you. I know you're a rational man, but you got to follow me here. I take defectors, and if you're thinking about defecting, I will take you. Hey, I take defectors, but you have to let go of your denial, my friend. You have to let go of your denial. I know you're struggling, and I know you want to let go of your denial, okay? Because you're a rational man, and I know you're rational. And you're logical. You're logical. So this doesn't make sense, and it shouldn't make sense, Jeff H. Now I'm going to take a break, and I want you to think about it. I am the greatest of all time, and don't forget it. Believe me, because if I don't get you today, I'm gonna get you next week. Believe me, because I have a very good fucking memory. Don't forget that. finish Denise my electric lizard. I'll finish her off. All she does is regurgitate mainstream media information. That's all she does. That's how she built her following. 1.6 million subscribers. But that's all she does is regurgitate mainstream media fucking narrative and bullshit. She has no analysis on her own. She cannot think for herself. She tries to look like Eva Menendez, but that's all. Chicken what? Anyway, whatever happened to Gabriel M? Whatever happened to him? I want to talk about Gabriel M. Whatever happened to him? Nobody ever cleared Gabriel M. Fuck you all. Oh, wait a minute. Do you all welcome Elantra Bug God? Who is Elantra Bug God? I don't know who Elantra Bug God is. Hey, Elantra Bug God, do you have fog lights on you? All right. Hey, Elantra Bug God, do you have fog lights on your Bug God? All right. Hey, Elantra Bug God, do you have fog lights on you? Do you like fog lights? I could show you a lot of fog lights. But guess what? Brian Koberger doesn't have fog lights on his car. Okay, I'm sorry, but he doesn't. I didn't make it up.
What time frame were you here through now? Were you here the whole time?
Let me check my phone. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna turn off my. Oh, hey asshole! I forgot you're in here.
Here, man. Do you still want to hang out here? I just want to know what's going on. Yeah. I don't know how much I'm allowed to disclose right now. We're processing what's going on in the scene. As soon as we know for sure, we can figure out what's going on. We absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but
What? What, Jack Decor?
And what's your relationship again?
I don't have a relationship. Where's my dog? Good night, Elantra Bug God.
Yeah,
Watch the fog lights.
I know we're able to fill you in on what's going on. We'll let you know, okay? Like I said,
Hey, Elantra Bug God. Hey, Elantra Bug God. That's Jack Decor sitting in your police cruiser. What are you going to do with him, Elantra Bug Guard? That's the ex of Kaylee Gonzalez. What are you going to do with him? He's sitting in your police cruiser for no reason. What are you going to do with him? Hey, Elantra Bug Guard, what are you going to do with this guy? In his Birkenstocks. Huh? Do you see him crying? Do you see him upset about his ex-girlfriend being murdered? Do you see him concerned about anything besides his dog? He is sitting in the back of a police car. Have you ever seen anything like that in your life? Yeah? Where the prime suspect, who was never cleared in this case, by the way, sitting in the back of a police car? Ever seen that? I've never seen that. I've never seen that in my life. He is the prime suspect. Why? Because he's the ex-boyfriend of Kaylee Gonzalez. And in this moment, he doesn't give a shit about anything about his goddamn dog. Yeah, fuck you. I am the greatest of all time, Bug Guard, and fuck off if you can't understand it.
I'll try to not lock it on you, so can you get
Bye-bye. And they just put them on right on. They just close the right door.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
See if somebody can bring some of that stuff by.
can I have some water? Can somebody please bring me some water? Yeah, we'll get you some water right away, asshole. Bye-bye.
Have you ever seen anything like that in your life? Now keep in mind, we're outside the house of a quadruple murder scene, bloody, brutal, and we have this schmuck sitting in the back of my police car for no reason! And he's asking me to get some fucking water for him. Here's what I'm going to do in this moment. You're going to get out of my goddamn police car. You're going to fucking turn around and face the police car. I'm going to handcuff you right now, and I'm going to take you down to the goddamn station is what I'm going to fucking do. If this was a real homicide investigation, there is no way in fucking God's green earth that I'm letting some fucking pissant, fucking wetbag, fucking snot-nosed little fraternity fag sitting in my police car. No! You are going to jail, my friend. Why? Why? Because I'm standing outside of a murder scene that is goddamn gruesome. I got 4 people in the house that are butchered, and this little fucking faggot is sitting in my police cruiser for no reason. And he's asking me for water. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. You either get out of my car right now, I gotta search you from top to bottom, and you're going to jail! You're going to jail! You're the ex-boyfriend, asshole! You're the prime suspect, asshole. And by the way, Moscow never cleared him. Moscow never cleared him as a suspect. Moscow had him as a suspect all the way up through jury selection, by the way. They never cleared him. They were still taking fingerprints from him all the way up through May of 2025. A few months before this was supposed to go to trial, this cocksucker never was cleared. Moscow never cleared him properly. They were still getting his fingerprints all the way up through 2025. You fucking cocksuckers in denial. So don't fucking tell me what I don't know. I know more than you, and I always will. This cocksucker should have been arrested right here. Why are you sitting in my police car? Why? There's no reason for it. Get out of my police car. Get out. Moscow, you should not have a police department. You all should have been investigated for what you did in this case. You don't have a prime suspect sitting in your car for no goddamn reason, asking you for water when his house, listen to this cocksucker's apartment is 2 blocks down the street. All this cocksucker has to do is get out of the goddamn car and walk 2 blocks down the road to his apartment to get himself some goddamn fucking water. Jack Decor is always a baby. He's always been the baby. Kaylee Gonzalez said herself, he's a goddamn fucking baby. And right here in this moment, in this interview, he is a goddamn fucking baby. I would have locked this baby up in a heartbeat. This fucking cocksucker should have been locked up immediately. So don't tell me what I don't know. Fuck you! Don't you fucking come into here and tell me what I don't fucking know. Yeah! Why is he sitting in there?
Okay, sorry about that.
You fucking smart people! You fucking cocksuckers! Tell me, why is Jack Decor sitting in the middle of... Why is he sitting in a police cruiser?
Alright, so what time were you here last night?
Why are these people sitting here?
Today.
These people should have been rounded up, arrested, taken down to the jail immediately. Don't you fucking tell me what's right. You fucking cocksuckers. Jack Decor was never cleared in this crime. They were still getting his fingerprints in 2025. Don't you fucking tell me what's right. They were still trying to get his fingerprints in 2025. They never cleared him. They never cleared Gabriel M. They never cleared Gabriel M. You know, the kid with the knives? The kid who said that he was in the house already and he knew 3 of the victims and he could have killed them all in the house. They never cleared him, did they? Moscow police never cleared him. Moscow police never cleared Gabriel M. Idaho State Police never cleared Gabriel M. The kid with the knives? The kid who said he was in the house? The kid who said he could have killed them all because they had no idea that he was there? Yeah, they never cleared Gabriel M. That's how wonderful of a job Moscow police did here. Okay? So don't you fucking tell me what's up and down here. Don't you fucking tell me. And you're not going to come into my chat and try to spread your fucking bullshit. Because I've read every single goddamn thing in this case. And so has my garden. So you ain't going to pay no fucking bullshit on me, you fucking cocksuckers. Go away. If you can't handle the fucking shit that's going on, that's not my fucking problem. I want you to read and I want you to understand and analyze with your brain. Rationally. Nobody cleared Gabriel M. Gabriel M. is the profile of the killer. He has the knives. He has the weapons. He has the motive. He has the rage. He has a drunk, fucking alcoholic mother who berates him every night that she gets drunk. He takes long walks to the college. He knows where Maddie works. He knows where Xana works. He knows where Ethan is. All at the Mad Greek restaurant. He had confrontations with them there. He knows where they live. He's been to their house. He was in their house. And Moscow police and Idaho State Police never cleared this person. Never cleared him. That's a problem. Because he fits the profile. In fact, he fits the profile to a T. So anybody who thinks themselves as true crime aficionados, you are in deep denial, my friends. You are way in denial. Way in denial. Yeah. Jack Decor just happens to pick this weekend that he's going to fucking sleep in and ignore all his phone messages. He's going to ignore his phone completely. He's going to ignore 17 fucking phone calls and messages to himself. He's going to completely ignore all this, right? On this very weekend that his ex-girlfriend is mutilated to death, he just happens to decide that this is the weekend that I'm gonna ignore everything. Okay, if you believe that, Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. Did you see Jack DeCour's interview? How many emotions did you see Jack DeCour have in that interview? 0. You know how many emotions Jack DeCour displayed in that interview? 0. He had no emotions whatsoever. He wasn't sad. He wasn't crying. He wasn't upset. You know, his ex-girlfriend of 7 years was horribly mutilated. No emotion, no tears, no sighing, no crying, no sadness, no nothing! That is Jack DeCour! Jack DeCour displayed no emotions whatsoever! You know what that's called? A sociopath!